why does this episode introduce the most annoying character in Futurama? Is it because the character is the audience? Is the writers? Is it because like real world annoying adolescent character is suddenly introduced into this world? I don't know. It's a funny episode, but damn it, I never really liked this character too much. I don't know if he's a fan favorite or anything, or what the fans think of Cubit Farnsworth, everybody. A clone of my own.
You know what's interesting? I was introduced to Cubit Farnsworth via... there are certain... I was reading Futurama comics fairly early into like me watching the show. I started purchasing these when I could. And Cubit was a character I was introduced to actually before A Clone of My Own I'd seen it. Before I'd seen A Clone of My Own. And so Cubit seems like more likable than he was. When A Clone of My Own aired, I was kind of put off by how like annoying he was. In the comic, he was just kind of like... There was a run in the comic where it was just like Fry, Leela, Bender, and Cubit were like the only people like left on Earth after like a delivery, and like he was like kind of the brains of the operation, and like it seemed like he was functioning well then. I was like, oh, this character's kind of cool and functional.
Yeah,
but, like,
you'd think it'd be a cool character, but
no, I didn't. And here's the thing.
Interesting, you saw that in the comic book first.
Yeah. here's what I like about Cubit, it's that he's not in the show very much.
Yeah,
the other episode
that's true.
There's two other episodes which focus heavily on Cubit in the...
Yeah, we'll go on to the second one later.
Route of All Evil is not that great, and I really, really like Bender Should Not Be Allowed on TV.
Oh, yeah, I forget about that one. But that's better than this one. But yeah, this episode is still quite good.
I actually like A Clone of My Own. Yeah,
even though Cubit is annoying.
I quite enjoy it.
I'm just wondering right now who's the more... I guess I called Flexo a grating character, which they made somewhat grating. Yeah, I do like Flexo too. But is Cubit even more grating? He's got to be.
I kind of like Cubit. He's annoying in this episode because he's meant to be, but I find him likable enough in the other two episodes. Yeah. He's fine. I don't mind him. He doesn't grate me.
Yeah. It's a shame. I don't know why they brought in Cubit. You'd think a character based on Fry and the Professor would be funny, but it doesn't feel like a character based on Fry or the Professor. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like an adolescent, either the show's audience or the writers themselves. But yeah, otherwise the whole thing of this episode is really great. The Professor, it's really his episode, obviously. Him lying about his age and then getting dragged away by Grim Reaper robots to a Matrix virtual reality Florida. I love how even in the future they just make him live in like a contemporary to us, 21st century retirement village.
Yeah. You know what I love about the Professor's character? I start noticing little things about the Professor which seem a little bit similar and make it appear as though he certainly is a descendant of Philip J. Fry. Do you remember Do you remember in I Second That Emotion when Fry asks him, he's like, is this experiment, is this gonna interfere if the below the line between science and ethics? And he's like, a little bit. Or in this episode, the fact that he lied about his age to avoid like a responsibility, like that's so Fry. For 10 years he was lying about his age.
Yeah, definitely.
And like he's like, oh, if you're going down, I'm going to bring you all down with me.
Oh, he's a mad scientist.
Attitude.
Yeah.
And just his laziness it's so he really is Fry's descendant. It's great.
Yeah. No, they tied in nicely. You can see the connection in a way you can't with the clone. Though at the end of the episode, I guess Cubit does somehow figure out the secret that the Professor found in a dream and lost in another dream.
This is my favourite 3D animation effects in Futurama thus far.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
When there's a pan around the ship. And plus all the Matrix homages, and when they're going through the tunnel, it's like the pods... big pod aisles in the Matrix.
No, this is the first... Is it the first example of Futurama having like an abstract sci-fi concept, like the dark matter thing? A genuinely abstract sci-fi concept. Obviously in the realm of realistic science fiction, realistic physics, they didn't have any of that in mind. It's just an abstract concept for the show, but it's a very philosophical one. The idea that the ship doesn't move around the universe, the ship moves the universe around it.
Yeah.
I always thought that was really cool. And then obviously you mentioned the way that they tied in with that panoramic 3D shot is, a great mixture of storytelling and visual storytelling, mixing the two in a great way. It's just, a neat moment. It's got to be the first great... And Futurama have a few of those. That's what season 3 and 4 is known for, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And, an early example right at the end of this episode.
Mm. Yeah, I didn't know if Futurama had many of these beforehand. I mean, I guess the fact that that there was dark matter and Nibbler would puke dark matter and it was as heavy as it was, like, there was kind of paying homage to, like, the existence of dark matter. But then, like, you kind of took it more seriously, I suppose.
Yeah, well, at least it's, I suppose it's like a utilitarian part of the episode to show that the professor is like a genius. He's not just mad.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a neat abstract concept as well. A way to differentiate itself from, say, other science fiction.
Mm.
Which Futurama, by the end of it, does succeed very, very much so. It goes from homaging and parodying various other science fiction within pop culture, especially movies and television and books here and there, to like having its own fully fledged formed little universe by the end of the show.
Yeah, employing scientific theorems in order to kind of just kind of like visually and narratively experiment with these these hypothetical potentials. Yeah, Time Keeps on Slipping, I consider a great example of this.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
For example.
No, that's probably the great example.
Yeah, interesting. That's a great call.
So good episode.
Yeah, thumbs up for me.
Yeah, but mute the TV when Cubert's speaking.
Yeah, I guess subtitle, I suppose. Thanks everyone.
Yeah, have a good one.